Hi, this video will show you how to sign in with your Google account to the back office in Umbraco. The steps involved in signing in with Google are: create a Google Plus API app for your public domain and create OAuth credentials for that. Then you install a couple of Umbraco packages, the identity extensions and the identity extensions.google. You then configure those packages to align with the credentials and the callback that you've set up on your Google Plus API app. After that, you log in the first time to the back office with a user account, name and password. You then link that account to a Google account. Once you log out, you can then sign in with Google. To create a Google Plus API app for your public domain, you'll head over to consoledevelopersgoogle.com, create a new project, go through the Enable API and Services and enable the Google Plus API. Once you do that, you'll be prompted to configure an OAuth consent screen, and when you do that, you'll select the external user type and you'll configure the app, and you'll give it an app name. You'll take the default scopes for OAuth and you'll give it the domain name that it will be used on, which Google will verify, in my case johnblair.azurewebsites.net. And then you'll give it 3 URLs: homepage, privacy, terms and conditions, which Google will include in the sign-in page. Now you need to submit this for verification, but before you can do that, you have to create OAuth credentials. So you'll do that and you'll give it a callback URI, which this Umbraco-Google-sign-in must match with the identity extensions packages configuration, which we'll do next. When you create the client credentials, you'll get a client ID and a client secret, which you should never disclose to the public, but I'll reset this after the video. Once you've got your credentials, then you submit for verification of the app, and once it gets verified, you should see the verified status here. After that, you're ready to use the Google sign-in. To configure signing in with Google on your Umbraco app, you need to install 2 extensions: Umbraco CMS Identity Extensions and Identity Extensions.google into your website. Once you've done that, then you configure your web config. You add 3 items to it, which are these 3 highlighted. The own startup, we change that to our own custom one, which is Umbraco standard own startup, and we configure the Google OAuth client ID and secret, which will match those created when we created the credentials. Again, never reveal the secret, which I said I'll reset. Once you've added those to the web config, then we go to the Umbraco standard own startup, which will be in your app start folder, and we add 3 lines of code to it. We extract the client ID, we extract the secret, and we make a call in to configure the back office Google authentication, which was an app start code module that comes in with the second the identity extensions.google package. So just those 3 lines, and then we edit the identity extension.google package config, the Umbraco Google auth extensions.cs, and the only thing we have to do here is change the callback path to be /umbraco-google-sign-in, which will map that we set in the credential screen. Once you've done that, build the app and then release it into the domain that is configured, and we're then ready to configure our Umbraco Backoffice user with Google. Okay, if everything went well, we should now be able to go to the back office and see this sign in with Google option. But before we can do that, we have to log in with our account as normal, so that we can link it to Google. The way you do that is you go to your account details, and you should now see the external login provider for Google, and we'll link our account, and this is where you can see the URLs that you configured in the OAuth authentication, the main website, the privacy policy and the terms and conditions. So we're now going to link that to my John Blair account, so that when I am logged into the browser as John Blair, then Umbraco should be able to use the OAuth through that account to log into my John Blair Umbraco account. So once I've selected that, you should now see that I can unlink my account. So if I log out now, and now I do a sign in with Google, I choose the John Blair account, and it goes off to auth, authentic my login credentials. It makes a callback to that callback URL we configured, and if the authentication was fine, we'll get redirected to the content section, and we can see that the account is still linked. Now, if I log out and I try to log in with an unauthenticated account, I've got another website that I look after. So if I pick NIE questions, we'll find that that account wasn't authorized for this domain, and we're not able to log in. So that works for verified users and blocks unverified users.